is out of the cage and entering the studio. Make way! It's the Silverback! And you're listening to the Gorrilla Cookie Radio Show. Take it away!
What's up, guys? We're back. It is Friday. This is a special edition of the Gorrilla Cookie Radio Show, and I am your host, the Silverback. Special edition why? Coming in from the Malibu area, I'm assuming, and traffic no less, as is per usual in LA, but you guys made it with 30 seconds to spare, no less. You guys are my special guest because you've got a very special project you're working on. Assuming your mics are working and on, I have Phil Shipley with me. Say hi, Phil.
Take it away, Erin.
Hi, I'm Erin Baker.
Wait. We're going to go back and have Phil do that again because I didn't have his mic up, so let's try that again. All right, Phil, say hi.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sun shining outside. Hope you're having a great Friday. Looking forward to the weekend. Just been stuck in traffic, which sucks. And I'm just going to pass you over to Erin.
Oh, nice. That was easy. And we got Erin Baker, too. And you guys are actually married, but do you still go by your
professionally, I keep my maiden name, but in my personal life, it's Erin Shipley.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah, she's had to get used to that, which isn't too easy.
Well, we're all just kind of fitting ourselves into this little project right now. So let's carry on. So your project again. We already had a little back discussion, and we're probably going to stream that one on the website later on too. But you're working on a documentary, and it's called The Heartbeat of a Planet. And tell me a little bit about it. How did you get into this project? What was your original inspiration in terms of, setting into it?
Well, long story short, I came over from England, went to Vegas, and went from Vegas to LA because Vegas, as everyone knows, is a bit too crazy to try and live there.
Okay.
And
hot.
Yeah, and hot, especially in July. And went to Manhattan Beach in LA and met a girl called Erin, and she was working on a project, a documentary about music, but it's kind of the same concept, but it was all revolved around one band. We went out on our first date, would you say?
Yeah.
And we came up with the idea of Heartbeat of a Planet, which is
about how music is the universal language and how it can be used to heal people, whether that be on an emotional level, physical level, or a spiritual level. How music kind of brings us all together, and it's the one thing that we all have in common, regardless of where we come from, what language we speak, or what type of music we listen to. Everyone loves music.
And you have an enormous amount of contributions from other artists. These are, to me, they appear to be world artists, but I can't say for sure. Give us a little bit of background in terms of, well, actually, let's focus on you guys first. I wanted to get a little bit of background on Phil because I've heard a couple things, but I'm not really sure exactly what is in terms of music, and you're a producer and whatnot. What is your background in?
No, basically my background is been doing stuff in music ever since I was a kid. Started playing the saxophone when I was 6. Ended up coming into a songwriter. Went to Leeds College of Music in England. Studied performance, and then carried on drilling away, performing in England. And the band, and as everyone knows, that split up, and carried on my way and realised one day that I'm going to pack my bags and go to Vegas.
Right.
And ended up, as I said, meeting Erin, and this project's about love and the heartbeat of a planet, and it's a project of love for the two of us because we ended up getting married recently, which says it all right there in my eyes.
So who's got all the contacts then? How did you guys get on all these high-profile people involved?
Actually, we've been really lucky. Phil knew a few people in England. He was good friends with
a bunch of music people from back in the day that give me some hands, and then friends of mine. JP Jones, who's one of the artists that has got included in the documentary. He did an album with Chrissy Hines, and he put us in touch with loads of people. And slowly but surely from there.
Chrissy Hines from the Pretenders?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's involved.
So we ended up building up from there, different meetings with different people, writing different emails to everybody, and we've met everybody on our own, pretty much with a little bit of help from people on the way.
The musicians that we've met have been really amazing about kind of just introducing us to people that they know and, growing our family that way.
Wow.
So, we met a few people early on through Phil's connections in England, and then from there it's just been one person believing in what we're doing and then introducing us to people that they know, and et cetera, et cetera.
I feel you there, actually. You guys just being in the studio today is kind of a reflection of that same contribution you're making to the Gorrilla Cookie Radio Show and me personally, but for everybody involved, I think we're all kind of patting each other's back. So this is good. I appreciate you guys showing up and telling us a little bit more about it. So, anyways, we've got a few other topics we want to talk about. I was looking at the website earlier, actually, and you have there's several aspects of it too. You've got Phil, you being the producer, and you're a co-producer, I'm assuming,
and I'm the director. Yeah,
you're the director. Okay, and then you've also got now once the website went up, you have all sorts of cartoon graphics stream across it. In case you don't know, it's heartbeatofaplanet.com, right?
Yeah.
A planet or the planet?
A planet.
A planet, right. And you have the McLeod brothers that did the background cartoon graphics that stream across the thing. It's a really cool website. You've got a lot of stuff going on it. How did they get involved?
Well, we met the brothers McLeod through a friend of Phil's, actually a longtime friend of Phil's, and they were just really wonderful about believing in our project and wanting to come on board and help us out with the animation, and we love the work that they've done and think that their images just fit our project perfectly. So
they really do. I was looking at it earlier, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, and you can really see how a lot of, it's appealing to kids. It's appealing to just about everyone across the board. You've got so much going on there, and one of the other things that I noticed was a fundraiser that's coming up that a number of people are going to be involved with. I don't know if I'm assuming you know what's going on with that, but giving me that kind of weird feedback look, like, what are you talking about?
No, we just did our first one that you came to on Saturday in Malibu. That was part of Creative Visions Foundation, which is a charity that we work with, which went really well. We had artists like Brad Smith from Blind Melon, Jade Hendricks play, JP Jones, a guy I've already mentioned, Hani Nasser, who's like a world musician, and then we're just putting together right now another fundraiser concert that's going to take place in December as our Christmas party. So if you stay tuned to the website and stuff, you'll see about that shortly, where it's going to be held. At the moment it's kind of secret, and we're just putting it all together, really. We'd love to see everyone there, especially you.
Oh, well, I was actually at the Malibu thing. That's where we met. Once again, you guys coming out and being a part of this is every bit as much a blessing as me being part of that. So, and that was a good fun night. We were at the American Apparel store. It was a beautiful night in Malibu. The sun, the moon was out, and the weather was still nice. And we got a little rain a couple days subsequently, but that's all passed, and we're back to normal LA. So
yeah, it was like being back home in England. It's lovely when it rains.
I'm sure. Yeah, out here we have no idea what all that wet stuff falling on this guy is. For the most part, we just kind of look quizzled at this at the sky and think, oh, I'm sure it'll pass at some point. But anyway, so yeah, as far as the fundraiser is concerned, I mean, you can go on the website and check it out. I mean, if you're interested in going, it's through Brown Paper Bag Tickets.
Yeah, it's basically it'll be all up on our website within the next 3 weeks of where it's going to be being taken place in December, and we'd love it for all of you to come down and join in the celebration of Christmas. Really?
Oh, is that what it is? It's actually the end of October, or isn't it October or is it November?
No, we just did our October one on Saturday, and then we have another one scheduled for Christmas time.
Oh, cool.
So that's going to be the next one.
So as far as the documentary is concerned, once again, we kind of discussed, you guys are pretty much putting the wraps on it. You're in post-production, etc., etc. And where do you want to go with it from here? I hear independent film circuit.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're hoping to do. You know, we want to get it seen by as many people as possible, and whatever sort of distribution deal we get that will make that possible is what we want. We want to spread the message and get as many people involved in what we're doing as possible.
And there's also that will ultimately parlay into something else. I'm assuming you want to. I love how everything kind of has a play out to it. You've got the film, which is inspirational, and then you've got the film circuit, which is also, you know, of course you get the recognition from that, and then take whatever sort of funds you get from your charity events, etc., and parlay that into future concerts and things of that nature, where you want to.
Well, basically what we want to do is we want to take the message of the film and of the project, which is that music can be used to heal people and to improve people's lives, and we want to put that into action. So after the movie's released, then we want to start a series of concerts.
Yeah, and basically like we're doing at the moment, as I say, we got another concert coming up. We're slowly trying to build it ourselves. So at Christmas we're trying to go for 300 people, and then build up by Easter to 500 people, and then by the time the film's done, we'd like to eventually get to a place where we could do a music festival in a different country every year, and the proceeds from that festival would go to leave behind a music healing facility or a music school in the country that the festival is held in. Nice.
Well, I'll tell you what, I just had a short conversation with a guy that I just discovered from some music that he submitted to the station. His name is Nolan Randall. He's up in Toronto, actually, and we thought it was a band. Once I heard it, I was like, okay, this guy has got good stuff. So I want to give a shout out to him because I'm sure he's listening, and hopefully we're going to have something with him before too long. But I thought I'd play this song, and we'll take a little break and come back in a second. Yeah, I love that guy, man. Nolan Randall. He that song was called Competition. And
it sounded good. I really liked it.
Truth be told, it's one guy doing the whole thing. So he's got some neat stuff. We're hoping to get some more out of him. But before we go too much farther, we've got again I've got the website up, and some of the people that are involved in this project are pretty high profile people. You've got J.P. Jones, who's the son of John Paul, right?
No. JP did the album with Chrissy Hines. Jade Hendricks, who's the niece of Jimmy.
Right.
We interviewed Kenny Jones, who's the drummer of the Small Faces, and then the Faces with Rod Stewart, and then he took over Keith Moon's part in The Who. Really cool one we interviewed was the Soweto African Gospel
Soweto
Choir.
Gospel Choir from Soweto, South Africa. They were amazing in performance, and then also we got to interview 2 members of the choir personally afterwards, and they were just brilliant.
And they've done stuff with everybody. They got nominated for a...
They've been nominated for an Academy Award, and I believe they've won 2 Grammys.
Yeah, 2
at least
Grammys.
They've been nominated for 2 Grammys. And they've worked with everyone from Peter Gabriel to
Robert Plant.
U2. They've performed for Nelson Mandela.
Another guy that was really, really cool with the most touching of stories was a guy called Deacon John from New Orleans, and he is the president.
He's the president of the American Federation of Musicians down in Louisiana. But he had a really touching story because he's Creole of mixed race descent, and when he first started out his career, he couldn't actually enter through the front doors of the clubs that he was playing at.
Oh, wow.
Because it was during segregation, obviously.
Right.
And so for him to have gone from that experience to now being the president of the American Federation of Musicians down there, and to being one of the most respected people in New Orleans, is pretty an incredible story.
That is, absolutely.
And recently we got to interview one of my idols, which is amazing that we've worked our way up to this. And we interviewed Roger Daltrey from The Who.
No kidding.
Yeah, we went to his house in London, spent a couple of hours with him, just the 3 of us, did the interview. Absolutely amazing guy, got the funniest laugh I've ever heard. But,
Unbelievable. I know there are some people out there that want to call in, and actually we may actually be expecting a call from Jade, yeah?
Yeah,
A couple
hopefully.
of people are going to call in, so hopefully they're listening to the show, or if not, hopefully somebody is, but let's just kidding. But in the meantime, I want to just put out there the phone number for the station is 213-973-2977, and actually I think before too much longer we're gonna take those calls, but I'm going to do a little bit of shuffling here and get us rearranged so we can go ahead with some of those calls. So I'm going to take a quick break and we'll go from there. So let's just do this and this and segue.
We'll be right back. So, you think you have what it takes to make it in the music business? Are you an incredible musician or artist? Are you in a band? Well, we have the show for you. And listen to your music literally get fucked by legendary musicians. The Colonel and his special guest as they violently rip apart your music from the tasteless covers to broken tributes. Fridays at 7 Pacific. Only on Excite Radio. Come and get your weekly dose of shitty music.
Why don't I have any friends? Why doesn't anyone like me? Why was I beaten unmercifully just for walking into that kid at school?
Because you're a geek.
Attention nerds, geeks, goofs, dorks, and dweebs.
You now have friends.
That's right, you heard
Want a friend? Come join us live every Friday at 5 Pacific on Excite Radio. Unveil and expose geek life on Geek Speak. Because if we don't, who the fuck will? Call in via voice, Skype, or instant message. You can now watch us live on Ustream and subscribe on iTunes. Be there or be a fourth-dimensional rectangular object with four parallel areas that intersect to form a shape.
You say you have nothing to live for. Baby, baby, I'm here knocking at you.
It's the necessities of happiness. Preferably I'm traveling on right now. Rapping, a family, and balance.
All right, so we are back and we are getting calls. So let's answer it and see what's up. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Gorilla Cookie Radio Show. Who's this?
Hi.
Hi. Oh, hey, Jade. How are you?
Hey.
Welcome to the show. We're all here and anticipating your call. Thanks so much for taking that load off.
Hi, Jade.
We had.
Hey, how you doing, Phil?
Hey, Jade.
Hey, Jade. What are you up to?
Well, I'm just enjoying the show, to be honest.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
Yeah. So somebody is listening out there. Excellent.
We've got one person.
We've got that one.
Fantastic.
You've got one at least, and she's at least partly famous. So
I have to say quickly, Jade played at our fundraiser the other night in Malibu, and Jade is absolutely incredible live. Fantastic voice, guitar player, and songwriting. She's wrote a song for us.
For our project, yeah, that's correct.
And it's absolutely amazing, Jade, and thank you ever so much for the help.
It's in the genetics, isn't it?
It's a real honor. I mean, consider me a heartbeat of a planet groupie.
Oh, she plugged it. Awesome.
I love it.
So tell us a little bit about your part in the movie and what I mean. I know it's a little sneak peek, but can you tell us anything about
No spoiler alerts here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't want to give it all away, but we got to get a little bit. I don't know if I now Phil's giving me that. I'm feeling a little hot in the back of my head right now. But it's only one out of dozens, so let's have a little story. So how did you get involved and what was
I met Phillip and Erin through a mutual friend, Casey, and they were sweet enough to give me an interview, and we just talked about the beauty of music and how it really just connects us all and heals us all, and it was always a sort of intangible idea in the back of my head. I knew why I did music, but I couldn't quite place it. But you guys really just brought it home. It made so much sense.
Right.
After I got to meet you guys and we talked about it.
Jay gave an amazing interview, didn't she, Erin?
She gave one of our most touching interviews, actually. Yeah, she opened up and shared some really personal things about her music and what it means to her and growing up. Her mom is a backup singer. Do you want to talk about that a little bit, Jade?
Yeah. My mom's she's been doing it since she was like 18 years old. She's done backups for Dylan and Stevie Wonder, Tom Jones, and all these great artists, and I sort of got to grow up surrounded by that. It was normal to be hanging out backstage at Madison Square Garden and just making a bunch of ruckus backstage while she did her thing in front of thousands of people. And it was
so this is all
really
coming very natural to you then?
Yeah.
So, Jade, when are you next playing yourself and where?
I'm sorry?
When are you next playing yourself and where?
Yes. I have a show on Sunday in Topanga Canyon for some party, and I hope you guys will give me a call the next time you have a fundraiser.
Is that a private party? Or?
Is that open to the public, or is this just something for...
It's a private.
Oh, see.
When are you next playing to the public?
No, tell us about all the things that we can't see.
Yeah, exactly. I got something fun that you cannot do.
Yeah, exactly. This is the most amazing event, but you're not invited.
It's really cool. All the cool people are going to be there.
All the cool people there. Wow, it's not the 420 party, is it? I think it's a little late for that.
So when are you next playing to the public?
I'm playing at a little restaurant in Santa Barbara called Pace on 26th.
What time does that show start?
Well, my manager actually arranged it. I'm doing a residency with them. I'm trying to build an audience, I guess.
Do you have a website or a Facebook that you like to put out there so people can be fan?
My website is jade-hendrix.com.
Oh, cool.
Jade-hendrix.com.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no Facebook page?
Oh, right. Jade, yeah.
And that's
yeah, Facebook and Twitter, it's all just, if you type Jade Hendrix, it'll pop up.
I'm sure that everybody can find you.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, you can go on Our Beat of a Planet's Facebook page, and we like Jade Hendrix's page, so you can go straight to hers and definitely check her out because she is absolutely awesome.
She is, and if you're up in Santa Barbara, when is it next weekend?
At Pace.
At Pace. If you're up there in Santa Barbara area next weekend, be sure to go in because not only is Jade an incredible performer, but she is just a sweetheart, and we love her.
She is clearly a sweetheart, and thanks so much for the call in. We appreciate the space, Phil, and besides that, you've got a great story. I hope everybody can catch up with that on the documentary soon. So.
Yeah. So Jade, thank you ever so much for the call, and
hey, my pleasure.
we shall speak soon.
Wait, did we find out the location up there in Santa Barbara? I don't think that that was.
Yeah, it was called Paste.
Yeah.
Is that on State Street?
State Street,
That's
okay.
correct,
Yeah, on State Street, Paste. Everyone get down there, check Jade out, get on a website, and she'll blow you away.
Nice.
Oh, thank you so much, you guys. It's really an honor to be a part of what you guys are making.
We love you lots, Jade.
We love you, Jade.
Thank you so much,
See you
Jade.
guys.
See you, bye.
You know what? Sometimes the radio is so much easier when you just keep it real. I mean, when I originally met you guys, it seemed very comfortable right off the bat. That's how I knew that this was going to be fun because you're definitely both very humble people, and obviously the people that have been involved in your project are, probably feel that same vibe that I felt. It's like, okay, I can relax around these people. They're not, thinking too much about, you're just going forward with what you're doing, and that's amazing. And everybody that's throwing in is feeling the same way, And
everything we try to do in our interviews, we don't try and make it seem so serious as an interview. We want it to be more like a conversation with two friends. And I feel like doing that the whole way through, that's the reason why all the musicians we have interviewed and stuff have become our friends.
Yeah.
Right. I'll be honest, I was I referenced earlier that we had another sort of off the cuff interview, just sort of standing around in the back and hanging out like it was just any old, it was like a normal party or whatever, and I'll be honest, I was a bit nervous off the bat, but after that I was like, okay, cool, this is definitely chill, and we like I said,
nervous? What?
Yeah, what's that? I know, well, exactly, and I was thinking to myself, wow, because I'm my biggest critic, I'll tell you, and it's
we all are, though, I think, right?
Yeah.
No, I am. I was thinking to myself afterwards, oh wow, that could have been a real huge botch. I don't even know. And I looked at the thing later on. I was like, no, not even. It was totally cool. So it was a lot of fun meeting you guys down there.
It was awesome that you guys came out.
Yeah, right. It was so
without a doubt. You know what? I think the first interview that we let's jump out of that one, and
we're getting popular. We have 2 listeners.
Amazing.
The big 2.
Happy Friday.
Where is it? Come on, you. I can't touch it. Answer.
Now pull it up.
Answer.
Pull it up.
What?
Pull this up. There you go.
Hold on, caller. Oh my gosh.
You got to call back because we have.
Call back.
This is like the running gag with Gorrilla Cookie here.
It's the running gag.
It is really the running gag.
Found that out.
You know what it is? And this is actually kind of funny. Is that we have a lot of hosts that come into the studio, and everyone kind of manipulates their format the way that they want to do.
Right.
And as soon as
I sit down, especially with
it's completely backwards and different.
I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, and we walk in here, and this is exactly how it is. We actually have the headphones, and they're wrapped around the microphones and looped around each other. I'm going, is this?
Yeah, right. We were just dealing.
How
with
could
that
you
right
even do
before
that?
You came in here.
What are you doing? But
what are you doing in here,
guys? Come on.
What are you guys doing here? We got to keep the video running.
Exactly.
How does this happen?
Well, I'll tell you, laid back California. That's why it won't happen in England. I can tell you that.
Well, we missed your call, but call back in.
I should actually say I was about to push this redial and just say, okay, you couldn't get through to us. We're calling you now. We're coming to you.
We're coming after you.
Yeah, who is this? See, there we go. Okay, no. And there they are. Okay. Welcome to the Gorrilla Cookie Radio Show. Who's this?
Hey, Jay.
Yo, who's this?
Oh, this is Phillip.
Who?
Who?
Hello.
What is your name?
What is your name, sir?
Can you hear us?
My name's Stuart.
Stuart.
How you doing, Stuart?
Yeah.
Give us a little bit more, Stuart. We're who you calling for? You want to talk to one of our guests, or just...
I'm calling for that Gorilla Cookie.
Oh, calling for Gorilla Cookie? Nice.
Let him have it. He needs some.
Yeah, give me something. Okay, so we officially have 3 listeners. Yeah.
So
what's going on, Stuart? How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, excellent. Are you enjoying the show so far?
Huh? I just called a little bit ago and said that you guys weren't open till 4 o'clock, 4:30.
Yeah, no, we're open all day long, and we stay way past midnight. But anyways, the topic tonight is The Heartbeat of a Planet. It's a documentary, and our 2 guests are Erin and Phil Shipley. Or Erin Baker and Phil Shipley, whichever you like.
I got your Heartbeat of the Planet right here.
Yeah, you got... Oh, man, we're not going there tonight. Jeez. All right. Hey, tell you what, you drink up on that captain, buddy. I'm going to talk to you soon, all right?
All right, I'm drinking up some captain right now.
Excellent. Have a good Friday. Enjoy it.
Wow, it gets more and more interesting as the time goes on.
I'm like, all right, who's Crank calling me right now? Leave yourself wide open.
And that's
bushwhacked. Like, hold on a second. I am the Gorilla Cookie. I will find you. So I'm thinking I recognize that voice and the alias as well. So I'm coming for you.
Well, so I know that when you guys were making your way over here, obviously the traffic was pretty hellacious. Horrendous. And if all you listeners that are in the Los Angeles area, obviously you're probably also feeling it too. But now since you're stuck in the car, now's a great time to go ahead and chime on in and weigh in on what the project's all about. Does this mean something to you?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm sure that this one, the project that you guys are working on, is going to be appealing to many people. So yeah, if you do have a call or a question for either of our guests tonight, you can call 213-973-2977.
Correct.
And or otherwise you can Skype us at Excite Radio.
Yeah.
So
call us up.
So you guys met during the initial, I guess this would be the early stages of this project. And
well, what had happened was I was working on a documentary that was had similar themes. It was about music, but it was focusing on one band primarily. And I was working on it, but it was not going so well. And Phil and I met during the this time period, and we put our heads together and came up with a different concept circling around the same theme of music being the universal language. And it just took off from there.
Yeah, it was like a love of both of ours, and as I said, we carried on. I kept calling, getting rejections off everybody saying stuff, but all of a sudden it started coming through that people wanted to do interviews and be a part of what we're doing, and the love for each other grew along the way. So it's like, I'd say this project's like our little baby,
right?
You know?
Oh.
So we had to. So we got married, and we've been. Stop laughing at me. Yeah. But yeah, it's been amazing. We've been on some bumpy roads. It's been sometimes the worst thing. You want to scream and shout, and the next day it's the best thing. And right now it looks like we're finding the light, and it's getting close to a finish and ready for the next thing of the concerts and stuff.
So, I mean, you know, once this thing does, take off and it goes the direction that you guys want to do, what's next? I mean, what do you guys have something else on the burner here?
Well, we want to carry on doing the concerts and leaving behind music healing facilities or music schools. But then also, we have so much footage that I think at the end of the day, what I'd like to do is a mini-series.
A bonus video?
Yeah, well, a mini-series where we might break it down to regions. Like we have so much footage from New Orleans, footage from the UK, and just kind of break it down and expand on, the topics.
And what's great is so the movie and all, everything we're doing, healing powers of music, the universal language, no matter where you're from. I mean, it's such a broad topic that if we ended up it all working out and we could go into a mini-series, that we'd be able to take like just healing for one time, and we focus some of the footage that we've got on that, then we go into the universal language, different shows, how it breaks down barriers and borders, and
it really does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it really does have that healing essence to it as well. I could say, it was a while back. I can't recall exactly when or where, but I know that there actually is something behind that. In fact, they actually played music in front of a glass of water, and the water actually reacted differently than any other kind of stimulation. It was the music that actually caused it to have its own particular reaction.
Yeah, they've done experiments on that where they have focus groups, or they focus people's energy on water, and then they freeze it and see what happens with the crystals. And the ones that have negative energy focused on them turn into black, ugly blobs, and the ones that have positive energy focused on them turn into really beautiful, multi-faceted crystals. So,
and there's something to it. And I know for me, I'm also a musician as well, and knowing that I relate everything to a musical sense. I think most people do that too, don't they? Yeah. Something that can just be said, it automatically triggers a musical phrase or term and whatnot. Right. And it really does, that's kind of the way my whole life has been. So we'll certainly.
Yeah, and if you want to learn more about it as well, there's a charity out there called the Rhythmic Arts Project that we've done a bunch of work with. It's founded by drummer Eddie Tadori. He played for pretty much everybody at some point, and he broke his back in a surfing accident, and he got declared that
he was declared quadriplegic. They told him that he'd never walk again, and when he was in the hospital bed, he couldn't really move his hands or anything, but he asked a friend of his to bring him his drumsticks, and he started tapping on the bedside, and it took him a while to be able to grip the stick and then to be able to start moving his wrist and tapping, but he started doing that all the time. And then he got other people on his ward to start drumming along, and he was sponsored by a drum company, by Pearl, I believe.
Pearl, yeah.
And they sent in. He told them what was going on, and they sent in tons of percussion instruments into the hospital. And he ended up starting this kind of group therapy on his hospital ward of everyone drumming and working with rhythm. And he's had amazing success stories.
He walked out himself out of hospital.
That is amazing.
Declared
and I can say something, on a personal level. This is actually reflecting to an animal. By the way, this animal is actually in studio here, or outside of the studio. But the dog was actually hit by a car and broke its hip. Right. Its hip was actually, it couldn't walk for anything. and in fact, one of the hosts on one of the upcoming shows, and the dog is always around. The vet actually said, if you don't get the surgery, it's gonna, we have to think about putting it down. Well, being that he's in the music segment and bringing him in here all the time, the dog's zooming past me now, and I'm thinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it definitely does. Yeah. It has its application. So, for the people that don't know better and want to take other routes, this is certainly a good, viable way to go ahead and heal yourself. I guess holistically. I guess.
Yeah, every sort of way. It works totally on every human being. If you're having a sad day, you put on a happy song, you instantly feel better.
No kidding.
You're sat in traffic, you're getting furious, put on a good song, you're ready to go for the night out. It's easy. Everyone can figure it out for themselves. And
that's true.
All I can say is if you are having a bad day, put on a good song.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and if you're stuck in that traffic, put on a happy song.
Put on a happy song.
That always helps. Actually, at this point, I actually wanted to put out a little shout out to Garrikai, because we were planning on splitting this one up with you guys, and we ended up going the full length so we could hear the full story. So if he's listening out there, Garrikai, we're still getting you on. He's somebody that we met at the event where we met you guys as well, and he has a really interesting story, so stay tuned for that one in the future.
We met Garrikai as well, so hey Garrikai, how are you?
He's totally cool. He's the coolest guy.
How's it going, man? Hope you have a great weekend. Can't wait to hear you on the radio.
It is fantastic the way that there's that support system with everyone too. It really does bring people together too, not just in the healing sense, but knowing somebody that also has the same kind of likes, doesn't it really just joins you
exactly
at that level?
Yeah, exactly. I see you saying that same sort of likes in music and stuff like that. You can meet somebody in a bar without any music and not get on with them, but all of a sudden, as soon as a song comes on that you both can refer to,
your best friends.
Yeah, your best friends. So keep playing that CD, and everyone will be good friends. Music can do so many different things, and it's always been shown throughout history.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and what we said to him too was, and he went way out on the limb to be here, to get his name out and sort of promote himself. Ended up at your event. He met us. We ended up doing the interview, etc., etc. But it's that commitment to what you're doing that really makes the difference. He went out on a limb, traveled all the way from Australia just to say, "Hey, this is what I've got." If it's crap, tell me. I want to know. And I think you guys, obviously, you have that theme going on where it's like instantaneously, oh wow, this is a positive message. That's the kind of thing that you want to carry forward. That's the kind of thing that you want to pass along in any way that you can. Even it doesn't matter how high profile you are. What are you going to say no to something that it really has changed, everybody's life in some sense?
Yeah, exactly.
Music has plays such a huge role in attitudes and perceptions and just general.
Well, it's kind of contagious in that sense, isn't it? Right? If you're around someone that's happy, obviously, you're going to be in good spirits.
Yeah.
It's that one person in the room that can contaminate an entire area.
And the main thing, the main thing that we found is, especially over here, all we hear about is music education is being lost in schools, and with that, and all the kids just think it's about the next hit record and stuff like that. And with our film, with the putting animation in it and stuff like that, we're trying to tell a story that anyone at school, every school can show it to a child, and it actually can show them a different side of music than what they just hear every day with your Justin Biebers and stuff like that. And it's just amazing.
Did you say Justin Bieber?
Yeah, I don't know what they're called. The Biebers.
We actually know Justin Bieber too. Hey Justin,
that's about what
probably
he was
listening.
Yeah, I'm sure he's listening.
He is probably.
He probably is.
Yes.
So
Justin,
we love you. So yeah, but basically what we're trying to do is make a film that everyone can watch. As we said to you the other night that a 5-year-old can sit down with his granddad and they can both watch it and get something from it and chat about something, because there's nothing better than that, bringing everyone together.
Speaking of music, what are you into in particular? Do you have any particular likes?
All sorts. I would say